Things got rocky, I'll admit it. I did go to another woman. I'll be the first to admit that. You know, it was my mistake.
Is that true, Ms. Miller?
No.
It's not?
No.
Tell me what you believe to be true in this situation.
Yes, I was very mad at him for being a cheater. He cheated on me through pretty much our whole relationship. No, I do not hate him because of that. I lost my respect for him, yes.
He says this is about visitation, too. He loves his daughter, but you don't want him to have the visitation. Is that true?
Yes, Your Honor.
Why is that?
Because I believe that the only reason why he wants the visitation is to claim her on his taxes.
That is the furthest thing from the truth. I want my visitation because my daughter means the world to me. I want to be in her life as much as I possibly can.
I mean, if he's driving 160 miles each way every other weekend, the money he would get in his taxes, he's spending in gas.
I'm paying my child support. I have my child support payments right here, plus an additional $3 fee, plus an additional $60 annual fee just to pay my child support.
You pay $50 a week.
Just under $50 a week. Plus that $3 with every check, plus another $60 every year to the state.
And that's not very much to get what she needs.
Is it enough to buy her clothes so she doesn't have to wear cut-off sweatpants and the same t-shirt every time I pick her up?
I do that because I don't want...
Is it enough money to buy her underwear so you don't got to keep putting her in diapers at 4 years old?
I have underwear for her. And she is not in diapers, she is in pull-ups. She is in training right now. She is having problems.
But what he's saying, Ms. Miller, is it's clearly not about money if he's paying his child support. And he also spends money coming to see her. What is this really about for you? Why is it you don't want him involved in this child's life?
Because I still believe that he is not hers.
Okay, and listen, that's what we're here for. I want to get down to the bottom of the truth.
Yeah.
You don't believe he's her biological father?
Yes, Your Honor.
So explain to me why.
When she was conceived in March of 2011. He wasn't even in the same state. He was in Vegas. And at that time in March, I wasn't even with him. I was with somebody else because he broke up with me because he cheated on me.
I'll be the first to admit it was a mistake.
Okay. We've gotten the fact that you two have an on and off relationship that has infidelity woven through. I understand that. Ms. Miller, you were stating to the court that you were intimate with someone else and you believe that you were intimate with that other person during the time Zaley was conceived and Mr. Rasmussen was all the way in Las Vegas.
Yes, Your Honor.
But clearly at some point, Mr. Rasmussen either thought or was informed that he was her biological father because he is paying child support, he's still driving 160 miles each way, and she has his last name.
Yes.
Mr. Rasmussen, fill me in. At what point were you ever told that you were not her biological father?
I believed I was, and still believe, I was the only biological father until about 5 or 6 months or so, give or take, after she was born. We were at family court, talking to the family court commissioner about custody and the things that go along with that, like where she'd be going to school, her doctor, and all that. And Ms. Miller brings it up that I could possibly not be the father because of another man that was involved, and she gave some date, I can't remember the specifics. One of the people we were talking to with the family court commissioner did the math, and it turns out that would be a 10-month pregnancy, and that don't make sense to me.
Because it was so long ago, I was confused about the dates, but now that I went through both of our Facebooks, I went through all of my notes, all of anything that I wrote down, and I figured out that she was conceived in March, and it was a 9-month pregnancy.
So, Mr. Rasmussen, up until Zaley was 5 or 6 months old, you believed you were the only possible biological father.
That is correct. We never broke up. There was never any, that I can recall, there was never any split there. A relationship was on and off in a sense, but we never...
But by that time she was born, so she already had your name.
She already had my name.
Did you sign the birth certificate?
That is correct.
Your name's on the birth certificate.
I have that
Jerome,
right.
will you hand me that, please?
I have that right here. My name is on that birth certificate.
If you want more episodes of Paternity Court, make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell. So you're on the birth certificate.
Yep, I was at.
You're at the birth?
I was at the birth. I was at every single doctor's appointment. When Zaylee was born, you were at a doctor's appointment. I was at home because I had to work that day. I was at my job as a cashier. I got a phone call and I answered it. They said she was going into labor. I said okay. I hung up the phone. I quickly finished up as fast as I could with that particular customer. I turned off my checkout light. Told the next customer in line that something came up. I either had to go to another line. I went up to my manager, my immediate supervisor, said, hey, I gotta go, my girlfriend's in labor. I went home, quickly changed my clothes, and I drove about 45 miles through a winded, wooded road in Wisconsin in December, mind you, so it was about a foot of snow on the ground. I made it to that hospital in less than 35 minutes. I beat her to the hospital, and I was there from the moment she got there to the moment she was discharged. I called my boss at work and said, hey, I gotta take some days off. I don't care if you fire me or whatever, but I gotta stay here. My daughter's being born.
That's a lie. After she was born.
That was an amazing story. You say that was a lie?
Yes, it is.
How do you remember it?
After she was born, he was gone. He ran out of the room. I didn't see him for 20 minutes after that. While I was in labor, he was sitting on one of those hospital cot beds on his computer in the corner, not paying attention to me, in his own little bubble.
I admit I was on my computer, but that was far from it. I had to find a way to calm myself because I was so excited. I was so excited to be a father. How often does a man beat the woman to the hospital?
Do you dispute, Ms. Miller, that he was excited about this beautiful little girl being born?
I really didn't see much excitement.
You didn't?
No.
Did he beat you to the hospital?
Yes, because I had to wait for my aunt to come get me.
What was the problem